It didn't break off. What the heck? How did it not break off? What? It didn't break off. That's just impressive. It was -17 the last time I tried it, and I think it's 6 or 9 degrees this morning. Got the blue truck down here, just trying to jump the old Dodge that is the Plow truck. It's a little beat up, it doesn't have that many miles on it, but the Plow hasn't worked at all this year. Got the jumper cables hooked up. I got these 30 footers. I think I just got them at Harbor Freight, and it is so worth it. It's not working, and it was replaced a few years ago. It's just something that I don't want to deal with because it's been pretty unreliable. I think it's a pretty good plow, but it's old and it hasn't been well maintained. All I did is I just used a jack and jacked this up so we could drive it around. And now is what we're gonna do is take this off and replace it with a winch, and then replace the bottom cylinders with either solid metal, figure something out there. So we just need it to be able to be reliable going up and down, and then it's not gonna be a huge deal that we can't alternate it side to side. After a second try, or third try, one of those two, I don't know, it's later today, got the plow truck running. It would not start this morning. I ended up plugging it in, the block heater in, and it's a little bit warmer, and I let the truck, the other Dodge charge on it for 15 or 20 minutes, and it is running now. So we're gonna pull it up to the shop and get working on it. Here's what the plan is. To take all the hydraulics off, obviously. We don't need those. And then take the winch plate, grind all the paint off, and weld it right over this. And the whole idea is it's not gonna be too hard to switch back to hydraulics. That's kind of what my goal is. Not that we ever are gonna do it, but just having the sense of mind. If somebody really wanted to get all the hydraulics working again, say they wanted to buy a pump or something, I don't wanna mar up this mount too bad. I was gonna overbuild the heck out of it and get some rectangular tubing and notch it and put it on there, but I think that it will work as long as we get some good clean welds to use just the plate straight onto that old mounting bracket. Take off the tension. Now I can set that back on the ground. So the hydraulics are coming off pretty quickly, which is nice. It's all easy to get to. So it was really just 2 bolts holding on the hydraulic pump, and that's what kind of leads me to believe that these are going to be strong enough to support the little 3,500 pound winch, because the hydraulics have already been mounted directly on there. And now we can pull all this out. I think a new one of these is like $1,100 or something. So we are opting, well, you already know we're going with the winch. We'll show that to you real quick. We just got a little Harbor Freight 3,500. I don't see why there's any reason that it won't lift that without any issues. And the winch plate that came with the winch. Okay, so got this tacked on. Put this roller plate on the front just so we knew where it was at. Tacked these on the front. I just gotta take it off and we'll be good. Okay, this is the test of the world's shittiest welds. Literally everywhere except the sides, which were the tack welds. It didn't break off. What the heck? How did it not break off? What? It didn't break off. That's just impressive. Oh, and the jumper cables are to the FJ because the batteries are very dead in this. works as it should. How much it makes the truck go. But part of me already wants to, well, I guess I should explain why they're the world's shittiest welds. Because I tacked it on, and then I was gonna take this part out right here, took those pins out, and then there was some little set bolts in there that were so rusty, they broke off, and so we tried drilling those out, and I think those came all the way out. I don't think that was the issue. I think the issue is that it's so rusty that it's stuck in there. So as of right now, we're still just gonna rock with those welds, but the reason that I kind of want to do it is I'm just expecting it to bite the dust right at the wrong time, like when it's in the middle of winter, or we're driving on the road, and if that breaks off, there's no way to use the plow. I just got it all wired up here. The reason the wires are all mixed up is because the positive and negative that were made to go from the battery to this little jump box down in there were longer than the ones that go from the jump box to there. So I just swapped them around so that we could get the shorter ones up here, so the jump box could be inside. And it was nice. Just opened this up and it was really easy to switch them around. We got the controller over here. Here's the wires that I pulled out from that were part of the Meyer plow and hydraulics. And I think a lot of them were for the lights as well. There's just so many wires in here. There's still a whole bunch of random ones. And as far as the lights go, I just need them to be simple and reliable. So we're probably gonna, at some point, possibly if it's a problem, there's a light bar up top. But if we can't see it or we're driving on the road very much, then I'm just gonna take these off and get some that have a simple switch inside, because these were like wired into these. I don't know, it's just so complicated. None of it was working. Okay, at the store, the measurements seems to be correct. Let's try it out. Okay, I had to bow it out just a little bit, but that is what it looks like. Got it tightened down. Now I'll just cut these off. Looks pretty nice. Now, I'm not sure if this would be strong enough by itself. However, those are the mounting bolts that they have, or the mounting holes that are pre-drilled there. So I don't see why the U-bolt would be that much less than regular bolts, but that will definitely add some strength. So I think that's a good compromise for the shitty welds. It's even snowing outside. Just snowed last night. Let's try it out. Okay, so it works. I did one little bit. Haven't actually plowed the driveway yet. Hopefully this hook stays on. If it doesn't, I will hook it up to the chain with a bolt. Also, you guys had me wondering, what's the deal? What's gonna happen now that it's gonna tip? Well, I've noticed that on some home plows, they don't just stay straight, but they don't have a control for the oscillating or whatever it's called. So I'm gonna leave those old hydraulics on there, and then whichever side is heavier, it'll push to that side. So I think that'll work. And then if not, I will cut some steel that's the same length as it being straight and maybe drill some extra holes so that we can manually adjust it. But as of right now, we're gonna try it with that. So this is the second pass on the driveway. The first one, it tipped so that it was pushing off this side because it was heavier, obviously. And then on the second one, it's tipping off there. So it's working pretty good. I think it'd be a little bit better if it wasn't tipped quite so much, but I don't think it's anything worth complaining about. The hook's been staying on as well. Okay, so it came off one time. So that just means We're definitely going to hook it up to the chain. Talking about the hydraulic idea as far as using it as auto tilting plow system. If I just plugged these and there was oil in there and then I capped them off, it would minimize the amount that it would be able to move. So that's kind of a funny idea.